Hi, this is Kwavi, life coach for women 50 and over, and the creator of Flourish, an online community for women in their 50s and beyond. Listen, I have to share this story about my Tesla with you. And if you own a Tesla, this is going to be very helpful. If you're considering owning a Tesla, this will also be helpful to you. So, yesterday, Tuesday, I had the opportunity to go on Talk of Alabama, a show in Alabama. I live in Atlanta. So, I decided to kind of plot it. I put it in my Waze to find out how long it would take me. And it said it would take 2 hours and 15 minutes. I was like, okay, I'll just give myself 2 hours, 30 minutes. Get into the car, get into my Tesla. I put in the address and it tells me 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. And then I realized that when I put it into my Waze, I didn't take into account that I would need to charge my car. I thought, you know what? It would take me with a full charge there and back, at least there, not back, just there. And I would find somewhere to charge when I got to Birmingham. But no, it wanted me to charge twice. So I was like, okay, we can do this. And so I start driving and I'm praying. Listen, I put in spiritual music because like I had praise and worship going because I was like, I cannot be late for this show. So the first charging station, I'm like, okay, that's good. I did the recommended amount to charge it at that point. And then I keep on driving and then we get to the second charging station. I thought to myself, right, it recommended I do 20 minutes. And I thought to myself, nah, I'm going to do 10. And when I calculated it at 10, I realized I would have about 12% charge left when I got to the TV station. I thought, you know what? That'll be good. I'm sure I'll be able to find a charging station with 12% charge left. I knew I would be able to find one. I was like, I'll be good. So I keep on driving. I'm still, in that praise and worship theme because I'm like, I need to get here on time. I'm coming all the way from Atlanta. I don't want to miss this chance. Got there on time, had 12% charge. They called me into the studio. I had an amazing show. Everything went well. And I come back to my car and it says 10%. But this is not uncommon now. So typically with a Tesla, sometimes when it's really cold, it will tell you that it uses some of the energy from the battery. And so it can go down without it doing anything. So it took 2%. I'm like, okay, 2%, we're good. I'm sure I can find a charging station that could get me there with my 10% charge left on my car. So I put in supercharging station because it's always advised to put in the supercharging station in your navigation system so that it will precondition the battery so that you have a faster charging experience. So I'm like, okay, we're going to be good with that. And my car's name is Shade. So I'm like, Shade, we're going to be good. No. I see this message that pops up and says, you won't have enough charge to get to your charging station. Oops. Panic sets in. I'm like, okay, what am I to do here? I called my husband. I'm like, babe, what are we going to do? I'm like, it says I don't have enough charge to get to the charging station. And so we just decided, you know what, keep on driving because you can't stay there. You might as well keep on driving. So I'm driving really slow. So I'm doing like maybe 45 miles per hour on the highway because I'm like, I'm not going fast. People are passing by me. I'm like, listen, do not try and tailgate me. Just keep on moving. And I'm driving super slow. And I'm looking, it's going down. It was like 10% and it goes down to 9. And at this point, I took off my heat. I wasn't charging my phone because I didn't want to use any of that battery life to do anything but drive the vehicle. I'm like, anything else is going to have to wait. Now, if you know me, I don't like cold, but I'm like, I'm willing to deal with this. And yesterday was 37%. Sorry, 37 degrees. I was like, oh, that was cold. But I'm like, it's fine. No heated seats. I'm going to put the heat on. We're just going to drive. And a part of me is just praying that please don't stop on the highway. And while I'm talking with my husband, he told me, he said, well, he did find online that if the car is about to stop, it will start to slow down. I'm like, okay. I'm not noticing that yet. Let's keep on going. So it goes down to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 2%, and then it gets to 1. And I'm like, okay. And at 1%, I still had 6 miles to go. Then it changes to 0. I'm still on the highway. And then I'm like, I still had 5 miles at 0. I'm like, Sade, come through for me. So I'm driving, still at the 45 miles per hour, still going. I'm not noticing anything different. The car isn't slowing down, nothing. I'm like, okay, Sade, come through for me. I keep on driving, and we're about 3 miles down from the supercharging station, still at 0%. I exit off the highway, and I'm telling myself, Kwavi, you need to start looking ahead to find a charging station, because this is not the time to be trying to figure out where the charging station is, or take a left instead of a right, because we don't have we don't have enough battery life to make mistakes. And so I see it ahead. I was like, okay, it's down there. Keep on driving. I have to kind of go into this open parking lot to get there. I get there, still at 0. I'm like, wow, this car is still driving. And then I finally get in. I get to the stall that I want to use to charge my car. I back in and I park. And as soon as I switch off the car, I switch it off. And as soon as I do that, a message pops up on the screen. You may not be able to restart this car unless you charge it. I'm like, Sade, we're good. We're at the charging station. And so I start charging my car. Now, it recommends I only charge for like 30%, 30 minutes. I'm like, no, we're getting a full charge. I'm not taking any chances. And so I was able to charge my car. But I just think it's just amazing. And this really just shows, the genius work that went into creating this vehicle, that at 0%, you can still keep moving. The car will still keep moving, which means 0%, there's still enough charge for it to keep on going, which help people like me and others that, might run into a situation like this. And so I wanted to share this story because I really think that Elon Musk and his team have done an amazing job with this. I mean, I loved my Tesla before, but I'm going to say that I love it even more now. I'm definitely a fan and a customer for life. And if you're considering purchasing a Tesla, this might be information that might kind of sway you and make you even more interested. And if you already have a Tesla, this is good for you to know. Now, I'm not recommending you go ahead and do this, but you might find yourself in a situation where you can't find a charging station and you're running out of battery life. I calculated it, and I actually went for 5 miles on 0% charge. Pretty good, right? Yeah. All right. I wanted to share this story with you because I have to share this. This happened to me. This might be helpful to you. All right. Take care. Bye.